she calls herself the scribe rather than the author of the book, The Untold Story, because Denise has believed she was the challenge, she was the scribe for writing this book. And so what I know from Denise, what has happened from this, everything has sort of took another turn. Everything just keeps advancing. And now what she's able to do is to channel St. Peter. And sometimes what's happened whenever myself and Denise do be talking is that the energy starts rushing through her, and Peter could just pop out at any time. So
Totally.
We'll try and keep the thing at bay till I get round to talking. So I want to quickly introduce Denise, and I know you have all been so patient here with all this. So Denise, I'm going to keep our questions short and to the point, because I know people are wanting to see, you know, with the Peter thing. So the book, The Untold Story. An ordinary woman out doing her job, working away, mummy, wife, didn't ask for any of this.
Certainly not.
And then what happened one night, Denise?
One night I am watching, well, one day I'm writing, scrolling, and not scrolling, journaling, and I'm asking the universe, what does my soul want to do right now? What do you want to emerge? And then my arm just starts going like this, just totally uncontrollable on the page. And I had no control. It was just, the arm was just like this. And my daughter Orla came running in. She says, "Mummy, what's wrong?" And I says, "Orla, I don't know. There's just something happening here." And she says, "Oh, are you scared?" And I said, "No, I'm not afraid." I says, "There's just something happening here, and it's from a higher dimension. There's something." And I kept turning the pages and kept writing, and then Orla said, "Go on, ask, how's Michael Jackson?" So that was quite funny. And then Emer came in, the pen flung out of my hand and kind of hit her in the face, and we all thought this was really funny. But that was the start of it. And then that night, my husband came home from work, and it was the next day. We were watching TV, and there was a program on Homeland, and then there was a man in it called Peter, and then just when his name was mentioned, my arm just started going uncontrollable again. And I says, "Neil, I have this knowing, and I don't know how to explain it, but this is something to do with St. Peter." And they said, "Wow, that's big." And I said, "This is crazy." And he said, "Well, just go with it." And I Googled what's feast day of St. Peter and St. Paul, because I thought, I'm making this up, this is mad. And it was the 29th of June, and I thought, right, yeah, that means nothing to me, I'm mad. And then underneath it said the 18th of November, and that's the day we moved into this house. It's the day that Orla had drawn a picture for me with my heart. That's my mummy with my heart, and it was like the 18th of November. So there was all these synchronicities for me about the 18th of November. And then the next day, I knew that I had to get a book, and I started asking questions, and then the words were like, you have to clear out your office. You have to take everything to do with your training company, Positive Parties Training with a Difference. Take all the flip chart paper down with all your, it's urgent, do it, all my stuff that I had up all over my office, and make it into a meditation room. And that evening we were coming home from my daughter's tutor, and we saw what we thought was a rabbit, but it was a hare, and the hare was going really, really slowly. And it was an evening time at the end of February, and we followed the hare, and in my peripheral vision, I saw something, and I'm like, I just stopped, it reversed the car, and there was an owl. And Evelyn, it was like the girls, Emer and Orla, were like, "Oh, Mummy, the hare took us to the owl." And the message for me was, slow down and listen to the wisdom. And on the 1st of March, which was Lent 2017, I was told that I had to start at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had to start scribing and just sit and set up the room, and I got this wee picture of like a picture of St. Peter, and I had a candle, and what was my very busy office became a meditation room. And I got up before, set the alarm for 4 to 6, and I just sat and I did a meditation, and then it started, and then it would say, "Now write," and then "Now stop." And I did that all through Lent every day until Easter Sunday, and then I got a rest for a few days, and then it started again until the 29th of June. and the pen ran out on the 29th of June, which was the feast day of St. Peter and St. Paul.
And that's how the Untold Story come about. And it's a book that I don't even have a copy because I got copies, but I give them to everybody. Like I remember the first time, I think it was actually Declan Coyle, because we done the talking on a scale, and Declan Coyle says, you know, that woman wrote she channeled St. Peter, and I was like, all right, because I didn't know anything until I read the book, and for me, I cried reading it because. And everything, as I always say to people, it's about the feeling. What do you feel, as you say, and knowing. And it doesn't have to be that our senses and stuff. There's always a feeling and a knowing, and you just know. But Denise, there was a huge amount, obviously, with fears because, you know, brought up in the Catholic religion, and you're saying, like, here's this woman now who's come out and wrote a book and said, it's not me, it was St. Peter, you know, and the fears and what people think. There's that batty one there that thinks she talks to St. Peter. You know,
I was scared to go into Asda with my shopping trolley, and people would be going flipping, stay away from her, she's nuts. Honestly, the fear, you know, this is going to be all right, you've been told, you know, why. And I knew, Evelyn, it was like, I am not going to jeopardize my business where I'm out working with corporates and working with schools and out in the community sector working with big charities. I'm not going to jeopardize that by just coming out and telling this story as if I made it up, you know. But I knew that it had to be told, and that there were so many signs and synchronicities along the way. And then my arm would just like take off by itself. Like, I mean, if I didn't get up at 5:45 in the morning, poor old Neil in the bed, it would just be getting whacked, and I'd be like, you know, I'd be driving the car sometimes with the girls, and I'd be thinking, I'm mad. This stuff about St. Peter, I'm mad, I'm making it up. And then my arm would start to go, and I'd be like, Molly, stop thinking about St. Peter when you're on the car, wait till we get home. You can't be doing that, because my arm would just take off uncontrollably. And even Orla's confirmation in the middle of it all, and we were at the mass, and the bishop was was quite funny actually, and he was telling some story, and people began laughing. But the reading was a reading from St. Peter, and my arm started taking off, just uncontrollable again, and the girls were trying to hold my arm down, and Neil's brothers looking at me as if I'm mad. And I could see people looking, and the headmaster said to me after, I says, the bishop was good crack. He says, I says, you were having a queer laugh. And little did you know that my arm would just take off by itself. Like, I mean, you're not going to sit in the middle of somewhere and that happen. You know, you just couldn't make it up.
Wonderful. But the thing was, the book has done phenomenal. The book has gone out, and as I say, we don't have to get into all the detail how it was published now, but the book was done, it was published, and it's gone out, and it has had a huge effect on a lot of people worldwide, Denise. Yeah. So, anyway, on from that there, then this voice started happening. Oh, we'll tell you, I'm getting goose pimples here now, because I'm like, hold on, Peter, hold the reins back to them. Like,
no, as if it wasn't crazy enough. And how the voice first started was, it was before the book launch. The book launch was on the 29th of May 2018. So it was like a year later from when I'd first, you know, finished scribing. And I'm sitting downstairs one morning doing a meditation in our sunroom, and I was just in the middle of my meditation, and Neil had gone upstairs. I think he was up shaving, and all of a sudden I had this knowing. I had this like knowing that something was going to come in. This voice was going. I kind of had a feeling before it happened, and then all of a sudden I'm just sitting there. I'm in there doing my wee meditation, and all of a sudden I started going, oh, oh, oh. And I couldn't stop. And I was trying to stop, and I couldn't. And Neil heard it, and I'm like, oh! And the next thing, Neil comes running down the stairs, and I thank God he's a nurse. I thought if I'm going to die, he'll be there to save me. So Neil comes running down the stairs, and he's like, the shaving foam, and him and the dog, with this collie dog, and Chico and him are just looking at me, and I'm going to Neil, going like this to my shoulders, going, oh, oh! And I couldn't stop it. And then when it eventually stopped, Neil looks at me, and I'm like, oh my God, Neil, there's a voice coming through. He says, well, he says, that's what I reckon. It was either that or you were having a stroke. But he came and I says, oh, Neil, the flipping book, and now this, am I going to have to be the voice? And I started to cry because I thought, flip's sake, this is one thing, but being the voice is now is another. But it took a while, like it wasn't going to happen straight away. The voice took a while to come through. And I actually found a recording of a way about a year ago when the voice started coming through, and I can hardly understand it. But now it went from my throat down to kind of nearly into my solar plexus, and now the voice has changed again. It's like in my diaphragm, but yeah. So, and again, the messages then were just coming through from people just randomly. I would like be talking to a friend that got this, right? Like it's not going to happen to like my mom and dad, bless them. Like they would just think this was too nuts. My dad can't believe that St. Peter has. I say that St. Peter has come through me, and I don't even go to mass. So he, I don't go to weekly mass or like he is. So they think it's a bit bizarre. So the voice, St. Peter's voice, does not come through to people that are not going to get it.
Yes.
But at the start, it would be talking to friends, and all of a sudden the voice would come through with messages. And then when I joined, I was in the Near Earth Mystery School, and then it was coming along more, and then people were asking me to do sessions with them. And of course, I was really apprehensive. I didn't really want to do it. I just thought, I've written a book, I'm not doing this too. And then I wanted to get back out with my positive parties again, so I really resisted it. And then, I just kind of had to give up to it all, because people were finding that through the sessions, they were getting so much out of it, and the energy comes through, and there's such emotion because, well, you've been at the end. The emotion comes through. It's like I have no control, and they're from me. They're the me, the human, the person, me. It's hard to describe. It's
but
the energy.
When I know that, and as I say, like for anybody that's watching this tonight, I know when I had my first session with Denise, it's at the beginning and all, it sort of a wee bit scared me, because I wasn't sure if it was hurting Denise, because I said, Denise, are you sure this isn't hurting you? And she says, no, it's not. And I have said to so many people, go and have a session with Denise. And I have said to people beforehand, please do brace yourself, because it's not something that you see every day of the week. But this here tonight is not it's not like a freak show. Let's show off what Denise can do tonight, because Denise is Peter has been adamant at Denise that she needs to step up, and this is the conversation that we had the other day, that she had to step up, and he keeps at her, do my work. And so this is a huge, big thing for Denise to come onto this group, because she does do it privately in her own home and in her own group, or one-to-one sessions, and and people have talked to her about the book. But I am now going to, if you don't mind, Denise, ask. So I want, for anybody that's sitting on here now, please, you can choose to believe whatever you want to believe from this. Do have an open mind, and be mindful too that Denise didn't ask for any of these things, and it's like everything, they all come to us, and there's a purpose and there's a reason, and it's for the highest good of everyone. I am absolutely covered in goosebumps here even asking. So
can I just tell you one thing first, Evelyn? Before you know me and the signs, I'm always getting signs, and I really look out for the signs. And as I said, this past few weeks especially, I have even been walking down the road or walking around the house, and all of this voice will come in going, do my work, and my hands just keep going up at the minute randomly, and there's this big energy coming out. But I've been doing a clear out in my office the other day, and I found this ring, right? And usually I just wear my wedding ring and this ring my mum gave me, but I found this ring, and it like nearly has 3 roses on it. And I thought, oh, that ring's really nice. It was in an old jewellery box. I thought, I wonder where I got that. And I thought, oh, that's right. Some fella I went out with years ago when I was in Australia, and I thought, oh, I'll put it, it's really nice. And I never usually wear another ring, so it was okay. Then this morning, all of a sudden, I was like, so it's in my right hand and my index finger, right? So this morning I was kind of getting dressed and I thought, oh my goodness, I remember who got me that ring. It was this guy called Peter that I dated for a while when I was in Sydney in 1995. It was called Peter, so it's like, of all things, Peter. And then when I was out for lunch with your lovely friend Maria Young and Sorsha today, I was telling them this story. And I said, you know, and that fella Peter, I said he was a Navy lieutenant and he took me out on a Christmas night out, and we went to see the submarine, and we were laughing about this whole story about me going for like a backpacker and this, you know, out for Christmas night out in the submarine. Well, you see earlier when we got cut off here on the video, didn't somebody put up, it sounds like you're in a submarine?
And just when you mentioned the rose is a big thing in our house. We're all roses. Our house is names. And that's my logo, Rose. So very befitting for tonight.
Isn't it? So it's like, when there's signs like that you are just being told this is what you're doing, you know, it's another step. You just, the synchronicities that you just, yeah. Because this is a bit weird for me.
Of course. So guys, it's like, I'm going to be quite vulnerable here. I'm going to open for rather than a message out, because this is what it is like, as I say, when I talk to Peter. So I'm going to ask Peter now. And I hope Peter delivers a lovely message. Peter, is there anything that I need to know? What is the message for me?
Evelyn, thank you for taking the time to have me here on this platform so that people can see that this is not something to be shunned or laughed at, for the truths that are coming and the energy that is coming through Denise from me are those from the divine and are only from love and light. You are doing a great job in all that you do, in reaching out to others and spreading the word of God through your book and the book that is about to be published soon. Your own light and your past belief, your past set belief in all that you do and all that you say are your truths. Your message is to keep spreading the word in what you do. Keep doing what you are doing. You will step back from things that no longer serve you. You will move into circles that have you meeting more people that will continue to spread your word. In all that you do, you are serving the divine, and that is all that matters. Your energy is light. Your energy is love. You are indeed a gift to this world. You know this. Never doubt yourself. It is being written in the stars. This is your role, and everything up to this point has been divinely guided. Your time in Christ consciousness in the past, when you were there with the Magdalene sisters, has been what has taken you to this point now. Your past time with Christ is a remembering of where you are and what you are doing in this lifetime. This is why you feel so close to God and the presence of all your guardians and those who surround you. You are doing the work that you did before and bringing it into this present moment, and you will continue to do this. Let go of any fears and any worries. You do feel a responsibility to share all that you do, but sometimes doubt can come in for you, only a little, but this still happens, but it happens to everyone on the earthly plane. Surrender and let go of any doubts, and let go of the responsibility for others, because everyone is in their own path. You are very kind and very caring, and those that you are coaching can feel your beautiful energy and your healing. But do not feel responsible for those to make changes. They must do that within. And you are a shining example. Always remember this, and just let go of things and people that no longer serve you.
Thank you. And you know what? I had a wee laugh because I haven't told anybody, a few people, just that I'm writing the second book, but Peter had said, and the second one is to be published. Denise, do you know what? That is beautiful. And your voice from the last time that I have had a session with you is very much more under control, and your body's very much more under control. How do you feel now after coming out of that? Does this drain you? Are you exhausted now?
No, not just a wee bit, you know. It's more kind of when, yeah, you're doing a session and then the energy comes in, because the big energy comes in as well. You see, there's like a real activation for people, which
Yeah.
too, yeah.
I know I can feel your energy now that it's down. We're getting healing.
To those who are open to this, open your hearts right now and feel this heart activation that will move you into the space of unconditional love. Let go of anything that no longer serves you. Old thought patterns, old beliefs, old conditioning. Let go of it all and open your heart and feel this energy help you. Those who feel that they have been betrayed by the churches, let go of this. What is done is done. What happened years ago within the churches, the lies, the deceit, the dishonesty, was all man-made and not from the higher powers, where the divine only comes in. Do not have to stress or strain about this. Use and feel what you feel on your own spiritual journey. Within the churches, if this feels right to you to connect with God this way, this is perfect. But do not hold on to the lies and the made-up rules and regulations and dogma that have been there for years. They did not come from the time of Christ. They were not made up then. They were man-made. Let go and connect. Connect to the divine in your own way. Be that in a church setting or not. Whatever you wish is perfect, as long as you feel free and connected and at peace. This is what unconditional love is. Being at peace with God, with you, yourself, with others, and having that divine connection. Because you are and always will be sourced energy. You have to remember this. And this is what is happening now. People are remembering who they really are in this time of higher consciousness. And people are awakening. Awakening to that is awakening because they were already awake, but they forgot. Choose this time to go on that spiritual journey that will take you home. It will not be easy, but it is the path. It is the only way to your truth and your freedom. Open your hearts to receive.
Well, thank you, Peter. And we have Denise back now. Oh, that was beautiful. So everyone, there you go. Peter got the limelight there. And all got a blessing to open our hearts and a message delivered too. You know, so, and you know what, it just feels, it just is a perfect message. That's what it is. It is a time of awakening, you know, and it's for people to know yourselves that do not believe for 1 second that you're strange or weird, that you get this knowing or feeling, or you might be drawn to say something or do something. That is what you're from. That's what you've always been. It's just that we have forgotten. And as Peter had said there, on this beautiful spiritual journey home. And we're all returning back to that. We're all returning back to that. And it's divine love within us and around us. And that's what connects us all, that divine love. Oh, Denise, that was beautiful. Peter, that was beautiful. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling, yeah, I don't know. I'm like half of me, I'm kind of feeling, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this on a public group. It's another big step for me today. You know, I've done it in my closed New Earth Mystery School group, but never in a session like this. But I'm keep getting told now that there's going to be more of this.
Yeah.
You know, the more I resist it, the more it's just going to, as she said to me the other day, the more it's going to just be nothing. You know, it's in my face now. This has to be done, and those who will get it, but those who don't. You know, as I use the example, I don't like watching the Grand Prix, so I'm not going to go to the Grand Prix and go meow 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 going around because it doesn't interest me. So if anybody comes and sees this and says, "Well, she's not," that's fine. They don't have to listen. They don't have to watch.
No. And if you're very rigid, I think, and it's not against anybody and what anybody's beliefs are, what but any message that came from Peter, there was none of anger. There was none of hate. It was about compassion, to let go, to forgive, to not stick by man-made rules, because that's what things are. They're man-made rules for control. Is to use your own initiative, you know, but not to come from a place of anger, to let go and let God, you know. And I want to say, when we talk about God as well, it's whatever it is to you, it's that divine one source energy that we are all of. And when you realize that and know that you're part of it, it is within you, that's when life changes. That's when life,
Yeah.
you let go of it all. But again, we all have the fears to step into, Denise, and you've done it, but the fear's gone now. You've done this and the fear's gone.
I
So
know.
I am not going to keep you any longer, but for anybody that wants or would love to do anything with Denise, what is your website, Denise?
DeniseEvelyn.ie.
Okay, she's here on Facebook. So it's DeniseEvelyn.ie, and she does do sessions if anybody wants to have a private session with Denise. You can also get the Untold Story on Amazon, and
Yeah.
she's in the process of number 2.
Yeah.
It's just taking a wee bit longer than number 1, but it'll happen when it happens.
But it's like more a conversations with God,
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Denise, let me scroll through these to see if there was any. God, there's a whole lot of scrolls in this here, so I don't know if Angela Beggs, lovely Angela Beggs from Cookstown said brilliant. Christina, all on here. I just wanted to see was there any questions? No, I don't see. Just somebody saying your book's beautiful there too, but I just wanted to see if there was any questions. Denise, I want to say a big thank you to you. I am absolutely honoured, and to say everything turned out as the way it was. I'm honoured that I have been the first that you have set and permitted me to do this with you. That Peter, I'm so chuffed.
Thank you.
Because, you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
No.
You couldn't make that. Here, make that up. It happened at Cafe Fresco today too. Somebody like all of a sudden he came in a couple of times and does the big yes, and like, God, I'm even used to now. It's like I've got past care and what people think. You know, I like there was a few months ago when I kind of cried one day. I got cross sometimes, going, flip sakes, and I didn't ask for this. Like, you know, I didn't think it was going to be like. I did it'd be some mystic Meg that was going to be doing set. You know, this isn't what my plan was for me. You know, I know I'm doing my business, positive parties, and licensing it now, and I still love all that stuff. But I'm really being told that will not go forward until I do this first, and then finding that people that are coming to me because of to take on positive parties and become a licensee and take it out into the world it's come through the book.
Yeah.
They've come through me because they've read the book first. So it's like people have to have that connection, the energy connection first, and then everything else will come out, because this is the most important.
Well, I do, but that's your gift. You know, we all have stepping into that, and you know what? Things then, because you have this, but then it just keeps unfolding, and it'll come second nature, unfolding. Denise and Peter, and it's not. Neil doesn't get jealous with the whole Denise and Peter thing. Like, he's all right with
it. He's fine. He's been so supportive. Like, and the amazing thing was, like, when on Neil and I's like first official date, he landed to my house when I was in Belfast in Timby Park, and he landed at the door dressed in like a Miami Vice kind of white jacket. We still laugh about that. And he handed me this book. He says, "I've got a present for you." And I said, "All right." And he handed me Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. And I kind of looked at it. He says, "This book is amazing." And I looked at it and I thought, right, okay. And I read the back of it and I thought, this guy said he's channeling God. He goes, yeah. And I tried to read it and I couldn't get into it. And I thought, this is just some up. And I know any Americans that are listening, but I thought, this is just some guy who's making this up to make money. So it took me. I couldn't read it. I couldn't get into it. I just went back, as he said, to reading my trashy girly novels, like, and you know, and I had Scandal and the Adventures, and I just parked it. And 7 years later, I took up that book and I read it. And it's like that, you know, when the pupil is ready, the teacher will come. And you know, I know that I had to experience that, because people who don't get the Untold Story, or you know what I'm doing now in the second book, I've been there to think they're just making that up. That's
well, this is it, and it comes, look, it could be sitting there and they may get it and they may not get it, but that's not for us and you to question. You know,
Yeah.
you're there and, you know, you connect with the people that you're meant to connect to. So Denise, I'm going to wrap us up there. I want to thank everybody so much that has come on and watched this tonight. And yeah, I'm sure it was a very different life to everybody else. I feel so very honoured for it. As I say, I don't want guests that had an overnight success millionaire. I want people that speak to spirit, that been with spirit, that been with the divine. That's what it's all about. It's about remembering who and what we are. So Denise, thank you so much for your time. So you can get Denise through her website if you want. If you're interested in doing a session with Denise, and or pick up the book on Amazon. It's definitely a beautiful book. All right, my love. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, too, for supporting me. This has been a biggie tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Denise. All the best.